Hello, it's Dan here. Now, a funny thing happened to me on my run this morning. I was running through the country park here in Ely. It's an autumn day. It was very pleasant, running along, very nice, running along past all these trees, and all of a sudden, right next to me, all of a sudden, a few inches away, there was this kind of rustling, some noise going on, a whole cacophony of things going on. And in that moment, I felt, I took a breath in, I felt my heart go a little bit of adrenaline go through me, and I was kind of ready to, I don't know what is going on here. I need to be ready for it. Kind of response automatically kicked in, which is kind of a useful response. Next thing I know, right in front of me, a squirrel falls down out of the tree. A squirrel fell out of the tree, landed by my feet. He turns around, looks at me, goes, "Meow, meow, meow, meow," like it was my fault. And anyway, off he ran. I laughed, didn't say anything rude to the squirrel, obviously, and carried on my way. And the reason I mention this, obviously a squirrel's not kind of anything to be fearful about, although, it's a little bit of a shock, a little bit of a what is going on here. Not every day a squirrel falls out of the tree, although I have another story about that for another time. But anyway, falls out of the tree. But the reason I mention it is because people often say to me, Dan, I never want to feel anxious again. Please help me turn off my anxious response. Or I never want to feel fearful about anything. And really, that's kind of too much. I think they mean is we don't want to feel anxious about things we don't need to, or feel fearful about things we don't need to. But having that response there, that's kind of hardwired into us anyway, is quite useful. In a situation like the one I'm describing, it passes. It's not really an issue. What we don't want, though, is the anxiety and the fear to kind of dominate our lives when we know there's nothing to be fearful about, when we know we're safe, when we know there is no threat. That's where we want to take control and bring it down. With a squirrel, we're probably all right. But if it's too high, then our job is to learn how can I calm that down so it's not firing off in that way, so my brain isn't overprotecting me in these situations, or seeking threats that I know logically aren't there. So we want to be able to bring it down, feel calmer, be able to deal with things a lot easier, and if there is a little bit of something, then we want it to be able to dissipate and pass very quickly so we can get on with our lives. Watch out for squirrels.